Hello, it's Joyce, the Energy Lady, and this is my weekly series of living in the safety zone. Today's topic is fear-driven safety versus heart-driven safety. I'm going to tell you right off the top right now that I am full on depending on my heart to share this message today, because literally, I have lived my life in fear. The majority of my life. I'm not going to tell you how many years I've been on the planet, but I've lived my life in fear. Fear of, you name it. Fear of someone not liking me. Fear of making a mistake. Fear of doing something wrong. Fear of physical safety. Fear of someone hurting me. Fear of making the wrong decision. Literally, my life was driven by fear. And I would say I have made some choices, definitely made some choices that scared me, but my heart directed that choice, if that makes sense. And so there definitely was fear. And some examples I'll give you, okay? There was an example of how many years ago now? 31 years ago, my husband and I were going to start one of those multi-level businesses, okay, with some friends. And I was all out scared, like, this isn't going to work. This is going to cost us a lot of money. What are we doing? What are we thinking? This is crazy. But my heart said, meaning some part of my being, in my heart, in my chest said, this is something we need to do. Now, we did it for 4 years. And we learned some great lessons. It didn't make us millionaires, no. And it didn't pan out to be the financial promise that we thought it would be, but we considered it an incredible education. And it was. It educated both my husband and I in so many arenas. That was that heart, okay? In 2011, when I felt inspired to go to China to teach, oh my goodness, the fear. I had so much fear around going, and I had so much fear around, is it safe? And I'm going to be safe there. Am I going to get sick while I'm there? You know, is the government going to be mad at what I'm teaching while I'm there? Silly little crazy things. And the fear of leaving my family here and not seeing them for 5 weeks. But my heart was going crazy. My heart was racing every time I thought about it, every time I talked about it. My heart was pounding, saying, yes, yes, yes. That to me, it doesn't mean I wasn't afraid, okay? But the heart was saying, you need to do this. Now, I went back to China 6 times. And every single time, I still had that fear-driven stuff. And then I had the heart fear. I mean, really, it's a fear in the heart. When my heart starts racing, it scares me because I'm like, oh, holy hell, I'm going to have to do this because my heart's racing right out of my body. And that is the fear, but the heart fear is what's driving you. I just talked to somebody the other day who had some ideas for what they wanted for their business. And just even when she was sharing those ideas, she goes, oh my gosh, my heart's racing and I feel shaky. And I went, ooh, that's a good sign. That's a real good sign, because that means your heart's directing this. Even though it scares the crap out of you, your heart's directing this. So the heart-driven fear is what you want to follow. Because I'm not saying that things that your heart's telling you to do is not going to scare you. But when your heart starts racing around a decision you need to make, and you really are scared to do it, you still got to say yes. You just have to, because wonderful things will come out of it. You don't even know. You can't even plan them. You can't predict them. You don't know what's going to come from it. You just simply have to say yes and do it because that heart is telling you to. So I'm hoping this is helpful with any of the decisions you've made. There's going to be big decisions you make, little decisions you make. There's going to be some fear. But if your heart's racing and you're still scared, but your heart's racing to do it, then listen to your heart. It knows the way. So that's for this week. Have a great one.